DJ Durong from Hot 702.5 in Las Vegas, it's time to come together. Rainbow Dreams Educational Foundation presents the 24th annual Las Vegas Juneteenth Festival, going down Saturday, June 21st from 4 to 9 p.m. at the Expo at World Market Center, and it's free to the public. Catch R&B icon Tweet live on stage, plus performances by Kiss Kiss and the Squad, Darnell Alexander, Unk and the Nephews, and Las Vegas's pop princess Ray Millie. Hosted by DJ Ambeezy with Not a Boy DJ and DJ Kelly J on the ones and twos. Stop by and visit the Hot 702.5 FM live remote tent and check in with our on-air personalities. Shop the vendor marketplace, hit up the food trucks, and enjoy surprise guests throughout the night. Presented in partnership with Google, MGM Resorts International, Live You Equals You in the city of Las Vegas. Come together this Juneteenth weekend to celebrate freedom with Tweet and Rainbow Dreams. Get your e-ticket now and be entered to win one of our fabulous prizes. Visit June19LV.com. That's June19LV.com.
Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
Hey, it's Carrice, and I'm here to tell you about Hotcast for Podcasting. We are a podcasting studio located in Las Vegas, Nevada, in the Hot 702.5 FM studios. You can book online at hot7025fm.com. Just click on Hotcast. You can book and find your times right there. Thank you for booking with Hotcast for Podcasting. Tune in now on hot7025fm.com.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. How y'all feeling out there? This is your boy, the Sir Armstrong, here on the Shady Ass Tea. Really the only place on the internet you're going to get this kind of afro, this kind of tea, and this kind of news in one place at no cost to you. Before we get started, before everybody gets their cups filled up, what I need you to do, hit that share button. Share. We need you to share. It don't cost you nothing. It does a lot for me, though. So go ahead and share this video with those you love. Share them with those you hate. Please, more than anything, share me with your haters, because I need more. I love my haters, and you should love yours too. It's Thursday. We here. There's a lot of tea to spill. There's a lot of shade to throw. I want to get right into it. Everybody know what's going on. Okay, so the Diddy trial has started. Cassie has been this is her second or third day. I think I want to say third day. Her third day of testimony. The prosecution, I will start there and say the prosecution wants to end it. And I'm here by myself today. I don't have my cousin host who normally welcomes. She said, fine ass Carrice is sick. Unfortunately, she's not here with me today. So I need y'all to lock in. Lock in. I need your participation. Okay? Because we be talking to each other. And today I'm just talking to you. I can't hear you. I can see you. We live on YouTube. We live on Twitch and Instagram. Thank y'all for joining us. Right? But yeah, this is her third day of testimony. The prosecution wants to end the testimony because she's pregnant. Was I think 8 months pregnant. So I know this is a serious case. Okay, I'm not going to make a joke about how serious the case is. I want to understand who's doing the animation for the trial. I need to know who's doing all the drawing, because it feels like excuse me, have y'all seen? Okay, so you know those dances, that African picture. Well, it's not African, but it's like a black picture that used to be in all people's houses, where the people are dancing in a club, and they're like, "Ooh, ah, yes." That is what the pictures that are being drawn in this case look like, and it feels a little racist, right? It feels like they're drawing like jazz art on in this. I don't know if that's intentional. I don't know if that, if it's just me kind of seeing past it, but I don't know what's going on there. And I did not know, and I'm gonna get to what's going on in the case in a minute. I did not know Diddy was gray. I don't know why it didn't click that he's 55 years old and he has gray hair. But him not having no gray and him showing up in those pictures looking like Uncle Ben is insane to me. But so we've been getting details in this case, and I'm gonna try to. I can't go over every single detail, right? Because we be here the whole hour just talking about the case, and we're not gonna do that. We're gonna try to make it through without going through everything. Now he has a lawyer because previously his lawyer dropped out, so he has a new lawyer, Anastavio Esteveo, excuse me. She is a partner at New York's Harris. Oh, these names. I want to say she's Greek. Rascoma LLP law firm. And her tagline is she specializes in defense of individuals and organizations in high stakes, white collar, and criminal matters. Now he being Diddy is on trial for racketeering, sex trafficking. What else is he on trial for? Ooh. Anyway, and let me just get into it. So today's testimony, they pulled text about Cassie taking lead and planning the 2016 freak off at the LA Hotel Intercontinental. If y'all don't know the Intercontinental Hotel, if you've seen the video of Cassie being dragged out of that elevator, snatched back into the hotel room, that's the same hotel. So, according to these text messages, she planned the freak off that was happening there. I don't really care that she planned the freak off because if you've ever known anybody in an abusive relationship, right, there is not like a reasonable like expectation that they're going to be making all these reasonable choices. When you're being abused, there's a hard time to like understand like what's right, what's wrong, some things you want to do to appease or please your abuser. You are coerced into doing other things. So I've seen a lot of talk online about like, oh, well, she consented to, doing these freak offs, and she told the male escort to pee in her mouth and all of these other things. Like, it doesn't change the fact that she was abused, right? Like having somebody pee on you or having sex or picking up, because she would pick up the baby oil. That's what she mentioned in the case that she would go to the drugstore and pick the baby oil up and heat it. They asked her several times, "Is that all you did with the baby oil?" Because there was this idea that he was putting Rohypnol or the date rape drug in the baby oil. There was an accusation that he was putting in baby oil and rubbing it on people. She said, "That's all I did was bring it and heat it up." But there are people who have been abused, and now they are like they were sex trafficked, and now they are like recruiting people to be sex trafficked because that's just kind of the system, right? Like you get abused, your thought process gets wiped away, your brain gets brainwashed, and now you are a part of it, right? Um, it does the details of it are super sad. Like without being, he used to call what is it called? Getting too high to perform a matrix, like being called in the matrix. They would call each other their get high buddies. They were both addicts, right? So there's that. You're being abused, you're an addict. So but if anybody's out there like, oh, we're on the Diddy side, because I don't know what it is about people really wanting to protect rich people. And I get it. People love Diddy. They can't stop, won't stop, bad boy, whatever. But fighting for somebody who is obviously a monster is incredibly crazy, right? Like, I just so you know, if you're the person in people's comments saying, "Well, we gotta wait to the end," you're a lunatic. Okay, I don't want you to think that you're being a rational person or you're being a devil's advocate. You're not. He's on trial for sex trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and transportation for prostitution. Those things are illegal. Having too much baby oil is not illegal. Peeing on someone's not illegal. Right. So if you're at the Diddy party and it's consensual, Daryl, so Daryl says I'm all about the Diddy party, then that's fine. Right? Like, I'm not upset at going to a sex party. There's a lifestyle. It's a part of, you're an adult. Do what you want to do, right? It's your body. But if someone's being forced to be there, if someone's being drugged to be there, there's a problem, right? Forcible rape is one of those things, is a crime that never has to happen, because there's no reason, there's no rationale for sexually abusing somebody. You can find rationale for murder. You can find rationale for theft. You can find rationale for several crimes. You can find rationale for drug dealing, right? There is no rationale for sexual abuse. Forcing yourself on someone sexually, there is no rationale for that. And so I think we want to focus, as we're going through this case, we should be keeping our eyes focused on like what the illegal things he's doing, and like not the lascivious details of the sex. Because I think a lot of people are so focused on, well, she was getting her mouth peed in, and there were men, and it was two men, and he also blew somebody's car up. Right? He also beat her up in the middle of a hallway at a hotel. He was also trafficking people. Right? Though that's what we should be focusing on. Not so much, oh, he had $1,000 of baby oil, or he liked to have sex a lot. Who cares about that? That's not illegal. Right? So when we're talking about it, talk about it in a way that's in my suggestion. You do whatever you want to do. Talk, you can talk about the lascivious details, but when you're looking at someone's case, don't be like, oh, well, I feel like that was crazy that he was having sex with all those dudes. Who gives a crap about that? Right? Of course, nobody on earth that ever seen Diddy thought he was only having sex with women. If you looked at Diddy and thought he was only having sex with women, you need to go get your eyes checked. If you thought he was only having sex with Cassie, you need to go get your eyes checked. Right? That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about him being a monster repeatedly to everybody. Don Richards is set to testify after. Do I think he's guilty? Come on, man. Come on. Do I think he's guilty? I think he trafficked people. I think he did everything they said he did and more. I think Diddy is in because no monster I've ever met in my life has been like a 6-eyed like thing under the bed. I think that every monster I've ever met in my life, I know that every monster I've ever met in my life is a human being. I think Diddy's just a monster. I think he is. I think he enjoys being in control of people, taking advantage of people, and this is just a part of it. Now, you can say whatever you want to say about they taking down the black man and blah blah blah. If and since he did the things that he did, him being black has nothing to do with it. It's a horrible thing to do. Right? Oh, he's black. What about the white people that did the horrible things? They're horrible people too. We can tell black people that they're horrible people, and they can be rich and black and be horrible. That's the amazing thing about like a fact, right? Separate things can exist at the same time. He can be black, rich, and horrible. He has that right. It's America, right? He can be all of those things at once. But just keep that in mind as we move forward. Now, since we're still in the prison territory, we're still in the prison lane. That was a segue. Tory Lanez had to be airlifted to a hospital after he was stabbed by another inmate at a California prison. He was stabbed, I want to say 14 times, 17 times. Let me double check. Because I don't want to make it up. It was a teenage number of times that he was stabbed, but he was stabbed that many times. And he lived. I want to know what they stabbed him with. I need to see the stabbing weapon. Um, but he was stabbed. I want to say it's 14 times. Let me look. Wes says, I want to see the proof. You just the 14 times. Thank you. The proof of what though, Wes? You want to see the proof of him raping somebody? What? How would you see the like what? How would you see that proof? Right? Like, there's no. Nah, he's guilty. I don't need to. I don't need a video of him doing the things that he did to know that he did those things. But yeah, Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times. He's still alive. His father says he's recovering well. Kind of sounds like a hit to me. I'm not sure who was trying to get him killed, but I don't know. Do you think he should be in general population? For real, 14 times okay, so I don't want anybody to get killed. I want everybody to live, whatever. You stab somebody 14 times, and I'm not going to go back and forth with you, Wes, about that. You can believe whatever you want to believe. He's guilty. you you can you can have it, but 14 times and he's still alive. You need to be stabbed 15 times, right? Because you had one job, and that was to stab a tiny human being, and you stabbed this tiny human being 14 times, and he's still living. I don't want Tory Lanez to die. I don't. Um, but if you're going to be a murderer in prison, see, that's why you're in prison, and that's what I'd be thinking, right? That's why you're in prison now, because you can't get anything right. You can't get right. The person that stabbed him 14 times, because had you been good at crime, you wouldn't be in prison. People who are in prison are bad at crime, right? Because you keep getting caught at it. There's lots of people out here committing crimes, doing horrible things, not being caught. You said, I don't believe nothing I don't know. I'm not defending Diddy, who is obviously a known predator. I said you can believe whatever you want to believe. It is on my platform, but me going back and forth with when you're completely committed to playing devil's advocate is a waste of time. But that's why people are in prison. Because they're bad at crime. I've been working recently with people who are that's right. If you believe the Bible, you can believe it. That's right. So I've been working with people who've been to prison, and my realization is you're just not good at crime. You got to get better at it. I want to like people. We need to not be excited about people who go to jail because they did crime. We should be excited about people who do crime and don't go to jail. Right? How do you do that? How'd you do that? How'd you figure that out? How'd you beat the system? Because if you let the system catch you, now you in there, now you on papers, now you blah 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 blah. That's why he's still alive, because the person that was stabbing him was bad at crime. No other reason. Oh, I mean, obviously, some people want to, may believe that he was alive because he has a purpose. I'm sure he's going to write a song about Lanes. Did he really believes this? He'd be lying. So, I'm sure he's going to write a song about it. There's going to be a Tory Lanez album about Carrice Entertainment says Lane's daddy really believes his son. Yeah, yeah. Now, there has been. I did read a story that the bodyguard, Megan Thee Stallion's bodyguard, says that Kelsey told him, and even the way it sounds, right? So he said that she said, right? Very that is giving very that much energy, but that Kelsey shot Megan, right? And that he's been holding the secret until now. Okay. What Lane set himself up to get stabbed to sell what, his album? Because he did have an album. Let me look. He has an album out. Let me look. Because I know, let me see, prison album. Would it be prison album? This man released music in prison. Sell to 245, the prison tapes. So he does have prison tapes out. So West might be on to something. Ikari says the neighbor had it on the ring cam, and another neighbor said they saw his shot. That man has to stop lying. So they went through a whole case, right? They went through a whole court case, checked evidence and all of that. But West might be onto something with the setting yourself up because he's still alive, right? Now you might be onto something to set yourself up because you're trying to promote the sale 245 tapes, the prison tapes. Because I don't know if anybody's streaming that. If you streamed the Tory Lanez tapes, let me know. Was it wonderful? Was you like, dang, this is the best music he's created ever? Or was it like, did it give hustle and flow? Was it those vibes? Was it whoop that trick vibes? Or was it like, why is he making music in prison? Because why is he making music in prison? I need to know how long he's going to be in there. So I don't even know how long he's going to be in there anymore. Oh no. He's actively trying to get out of jail so he can make it seem like it was a. If I was Megan Thee Stallion, I'd be so tired of that little man talking about me. I would be so tired of that little man talking about me. I would be sick of it. And I know people like Tory Lanez. I don't get the hype. I'll be honest with you. None of his music is so amazing that I care that he's in. The only reason people are talking about him is because he was connected to Megan Thee Stallion. In reality, you can say whatever you want. Oh, his music was decent, but say whatever you want to say. Say whatever you want to say. Megan's a bigger star, right? The only reason they were talking about him, they were still talking about him, was because of something that happened with him and Megan Thee Stallion. Every time you say his name, you gotta say her name. So maybe it's her that set it all up, right? So she can keep talking about Meg. And he's just a little piece being moved around, a little pawn, because he's not a very big guy. But I don't believe the bodyguard. It is what it is. He'd have to. I don't know why he would not say something. He would let a man go to prison, not jail, go to prison for something like that. Increase Entertainment says, agree. I don't get it. His quarantine IG parties were lit. The only way I know, right? I don't understand. Yo, his song LA Confidential, his singular song. I don't know. I think there's one song I know that Tory Lanez, and it's a song he did, I think with Jack Harlow. That's the only thing. So Daryl says, yo, his song LA Confidential is my joint. Let me see. Tory Lanez songs. Let's look at the list of his songs. I don't know any of these songs. Jerry Sprunger, Tuh, She Make It Clap Freestyle, The Color Violet. I don't know. Yeah, no. It's not giving good music. It's giving like one or two songs, and he's Canadian. It's fine. I hope he heals. What is they sitting in prayers, thoughts and prayers to Tory Lanez and his family and his daddy and that hair. Thoughts and lanes to them. Thoughts and prayers to them. We're still in prison. We're gonna keep on trekking on the jail because there's a lot of jail news. Chris Brown visited England this week ahead of his Breezy Bowl European tour stops, and he was arrested in Manchester in connection to a 2023 club incident. Right after he posted Free Tory on his stories, he was arrested in Manchester. With the let's look. So the Sun reports, and this is according to the Shade Room, the Sun reports that cops detained Brown at 2 a.m. on Thursday, May 15th, at the Lowry Hotel and brought him in for questioning. His arrest reportedly happened a few hours after he landed at the Manchester airport in a private plane. So he lands in a private plane, gets arrested. That sucks. You're supposed to have like a land in a private plane, get in your car, have a little, not a cavalcade, caravan to your hotel. His caravan was right to the jail. So the detectives suspect the singer of causing grievous bodily harm to a producer named Abe Diwa, Dia, Diaw, on February 19th, 2023. The incident allegedly occurred at Tape nightclub in Mayfair, central London. So we got karma comes quick. Ikari says karma comes quick. You know, when I think about karma, I'll be honest, I don't know if does it happen? Because in that way, time is linear. And I don't know if time is linear or not. But he did get arrested after he posted Free Tory on his page over something that happened in 2023. Okay. When I think about these stars and these artists going around the world, and I know they're just people, right? They're just human beings with a talent, right? They're not like different kinds of people. They're just, a guy who can sing really well and dance really well and, entertain. But like, how do you find time to get into like criminal trouble? I be barely finding time to cook dinner legitimately in my day. How are you finding time to be like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna beat somebody up at a club. Like, how are you that? I think that'd be what really was messing with my brain up. Like, how are you into some stuff? And then the people who are consistently dealing with the police. I've had a few police interactions in my life. Thank God I've never been shot by the police. I have been in I've been in a scuffle with the police, but I was very young. I was in my early 20s. I think I had just turned 21. And they were assaulting my brother. So I was in defense mode. But like, you're a millionaire, you're in the club drinking. When I'm in the club drinking, I'm not thinking about fighting nobody at all. It never comes across my mind is fighting somebody in the club. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to see what club we going to next. But getting into a fight in the club, getting into a fight at a party, you came out with bad energy. You came out to ruin my night. Right? It's beating people up in the club is insane. I think beating your baby mama up is more insane. Halle Bailey, excuse me, beautiful Halle Bailey, has been granted temporary custody of her son Halo, following DDG's alleged abuse. She was granted a restraining order against him while he was and he was served while he was streaming. He was live streaming, and he was served the restraining order. She was pictured online with some bruises on her arm, a chipped tooth. And so she's alleging that DDG, her ex-boyfriend, of domestic abuse, asking the courts to maintain sole custody of their child moving forward. She claimed that she filed a petition without giving notice to her ex out of fear that the violence would reoccur. So she was nervous that if she told him she was going to file a restraining order, that he was going to hurt her again. So she was granted a temporary order of protection from DDG after alleging that he physically attacked her multiple times following the October 2024 breakup. And in the legal documents, the actress claimed the first incident of abuse happened in January after she attempted to set up a visitation schedule for her and Halo. He also has to stop talking about her online, her and her son. I don't know what he's going to do now on his streams if he can't talk about her and his son. Um, because again, if y'all know some DDG music, put it in the chat, drop it below. I'd love to hear it. But I don't think he has anything else to talk about. So it's very much now I hope that she's safe. Domestic violence is a tough thing. In her petition, the Grownish star claimed the YouTuber arrived at her home to pick up their son and became verbally abusive, allegedly telling her to get out of the car. Beep, beep with a B. As she attempted to help buckle her son in their car seat. After that, she claims he pulled her hair and pushed her face into the steering wheel, chipping her front tooth. So that's really tough. Hopefully she's safe. Her child is safe, and that they can move on. People should keep your hands to yourself. Don't beat the ladies up. What you beating them up for? If you want to beat the lady up, if you feel like you got to punch that lady, please get out of there, gentlemen, and ladies. Don't beat your man up. I know y'all be getting drunk at the club, coming home beating up your men. Don't don't. Everybody keep their hands to themselves. It's an easy thing to do. Keep your hands to yourself. You get mad, leave. Please leave. Please don't put your hands on me. I hate that. It's a there was a time years ago where I lived on me and my little brother shared an apartment on Spencer and like Flamingo. And there was a lady above me who got beat up every night. Every night this man beat this lady up. Every night he was there. Some nights he would leave weeks at a time and he'd come back. As soon as he came back, he beat her up again. The first night, Daryl Walker says, "How else will dinner get served by 6?" I think there's other ways. I'm almost positive there are other ways that dinner will get served by 6, other than slap it upside the head. The first night, I'll be honest, I called the police because domestic violence is something for me personally. I can't abide. I did call the police the very first night. The police came. She answered the door, and as an abused person does, she said nothing was going on. Right. The next day, the guy, because we had just moved in, right? So the next day, the guy comes downstairs. I'm coming up with my laundry, and he is, did you call the police on me last night? I said I did. For what? That's none of your business. I said, well, I heard you beating on a woman, so I figured you wanted to talk to some men because you beating a lady up. That's what are you doing that for? I ought to do something. I'm like you. So I put my stuff down. I'm like, we could do whatever you want to do. He didn't want to do any of that, but of course, most guys who are beating up ladies, not real interested in having an altercation with another guy. But he continued to beat her up. She continued to stay. Then she got pregnant, and he was beating her while she was pregnant. We moved. Hope that lady is somewhere safe and not in an abusive relationship. But just my history, domestic violence, I'm not interested at all. It's weird. It's weak. Like, do something else. Right? Go leave. If this lady makes you so mad, you need to figure out why your emotions can't be controlled by you. I hate that. Anyway, that was my little soapbox for that. Give me 1 second. My computer is not loading for me. But let me tell you something. So recently, as I'm pulling this story up recently, I have been learning how to be. I've been doing construction. I've been doing a lot of stuff behind, all all kinds of stuff. Being an electrician, building fences, building websites, all kinds of stuff. Almost got electrocuted today. I'm putting wire in the thing in the wall, dropping the wire in the wall. Forgot to turn the bracket, what is it called? The circuit breaker off. Thank God I had a little tester in my pocket, man. I almost electrocuted myself today. I'd have been in the hospital. I would not be talking to y'all today. I'd have been in the hospital burnt up. Thank God I didn't get burnt up. So Rodney Hinton Jr. Files for a $25 million civil rights lawsuit over police brutality during arrest for killing the officer. So we talked about him last week. The guy who ran over a police officer after a police officer killed his son, his 18-year-old son. He is now filing a $25 million civil rights lawsuit over police brutality, which I hope he wins. I hope he get $50 million. He is, according to new reporting by NBC News, Hinton Jr. has filed a $25 million lawsuit against Cincinnati police and the Hamilton County Justice Center, a violation of due process, false imprisonment, and excessive force during his arrest. The complaint states that Hinton appeared visibly beaten during his court appearances, where officers gathered to create an atmosphere of fear, surveillance, and intimidation. If you've seen any of those videos of him in the courtroom, there are police officers lining that courtroom. And their eyes were on him the entire time. They were absolutely there to intimidate him. They were absolutely there to let him know, we're going. And he looked beat up. If you've seen the videos, he looked like he had been beaten up. So hopefully he does win that lawsuit against the city of Cincinnati, and he gets an innocent verdict on his on running that police officer over. I really hope that that's the case, because I'm tired of people getting killed and nothing happening, and black people getting killed. Maybe it's time for some other people to get killed and nothing happens. Let's see how that shakes things up. I don't want anybody to die. I'm not saying let's go murder. I'm not saying murder police officers. I'm not saying kill racists, right? That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I would like to see how it shakes out when a black person gets off for killing a white person. And that's what I'm hoping happens. That's my goal. That's my hope. One second. There we go. So what? No, the list. Okay, so legitimately with the fro, he killed the wrong cop. So he killed the wrong cop. The cop fit the description. I want to be completely honest with y'all out here. I mean, don't tell nobody. But I do not care that he killed the wrong police officer. Who cares? As many police officers that have killed young black men and young black women over the hundreds of years this country has been around, I do not care that one wrong officer got killed. That kind of detail is irrelevant to the case, in my opinion. And so when someone's like arguing, well, he killed it, and I know Daryl, you're not arguing that, right? But when someone's like arguing, well, he killed the wrong person, jump in the lake, swallow a snake. Like, why do we have to always be rational and reasonable when we're being abused, but when something happens to them, we have to be like, oh, well, everybody, no, forget all that. Forget that the police got what was coming to them. That's why they were standing in that courtroom mad, because they're the biggest gang in the country. They're bigger than any Crip, any Blood, any GD, any Vice Lord. They're bigger than any of that. Police officers are a gang. It started out as a gang. They started out as vigilantes, right, being badged to catch slaves, and now they just the same thing. It's still being trained like that. No, one of them dying because the rest of them did something wrong. Yeah, maybe he was one of the bad ones that died. They were talking about one of the bad ones, one of the bad eggs, one of the bad apples, right? Maybe he's one of the bad apples. Maybe the good ones are still living. That's why they're all piled up in the courtroom like that, because they're the good apples. Because good apples definitely go around intimidating people, in courtrooms, intimidating grieving fathers. That's exactly what they do. Break. So courts, the Supreme Court on Thursday seemed open to lifting a series of nationwide orders blocking President Donald Trump from enforcing his birthright citizenship policy. Even as several justices, so this according to CNN, even as several justices were wrestled with the practical implications of allowing the government to deny citizenship to people born in the U.S. That Judge Kavanaugh, and if y'all don't know who Judge Kavanaugh is, when he was going through his confirmation hearings, he was the one that said he likes to drink beer. That one. Well, he couldn't answer any question. The only question he could really answer said he really likes beer, and when he was in college, he drank a lot of beer. They're trying to allow him to deny citizens in the U.S. I just can't even. I can't imagine someone telling me I'm not a citizen of the United States of America. I'm like, when people are like, "Oh, you African?" I'm not from Africa. I'm Crenshaw Mafia, right? Like that scene in the movie when he says that. I feel what he's saying, because it's not like it's not. I'm not denying being black, but I'm like, I'm not from Africa. I was born in Louisiana, right? I was raised in Las Vegas. I live in Texas, right? I'm from the United States of America, right? And so it isn't when they're like, "Oh, you're not a like I was born here. My mama was born here. My mama's mama was born here." I don't know how much more American you can get. I'm not first generation anything. Anyway, Smokey Robinson is under criminal investigation after sexual. Smokey Robinson is what, 175 years old? How old is Smokey Robinson? Smokey. I need to know how old this man is for real, because 85. 85 years old. And he is currently under a criminal investigation after sexual abuse lawsuit. So Smokey's attorney tells TMZ, we are aware that a police report has now been filed by the plaintiffs in this civil lawsuit. It is clear to us that what is happening here. Plaintiffs filed a police report only after they filed a $50 million lawsuit. So they're saying, Smokey Robinson's attorneys are saying that they're trying to extort him, essentially. Smokey Robinson is now the subject of a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department investigation after multiple women came forward and filed police reports alleging sexual assault. 3 alleged victims, all female. Not sure they had to put that in there. Filed. No one thought of anything else. Filed police reports against Smokey on Friday with the Sheriff's Department. The department's Special Victims Unit has opened a criminal investigation into the claims. Now, Smokey Robinson, 85 years old. You got him and my son got the same birthday, February 19th. 85 years old, being accused of sexual assault is insane. And being trying to be extorted at $50 million. Do y'all think Smokey was sexually assaulting people at 85? Honestly. 85 years without a sexual assault claim. He gonna waste. I can't think of any time other that he's been accused of hurting women. Not tears of a clown. Now he out here assaulting women at 85? I don't know. Do you? I don't know. I feel very torn by this. It's not that I'm like a huge fan of Smokey Robinson, because I'm not. I just 85 years old and never been accused of anything like that I've known. And now 3 women are saying he assaulted them. Now I definitely believe the victims, right? The 4 accusers claim they were sexually assaulted by Robinson multiple times. All of them claim Smokey would call them into his bedroom or other places while his wife was away from the house, where he would then force himself upon them. Now, Smokey's attorney called the civil lawsuit an attempt to extract money from an 85-year-old American icon and called all of the allegations totally false. 85 years old. Not the 85-year-old person. I say that, and then I know this 75-year-old man that was like carrying wood on his back. So, I mean, are they Daryl Walker says, are they represented by that Tony Busby dude that's going after Shannon Sharp? It doesn't. No, they're represented by Christopher Frost. No, that's Smokey Robinson's attorney. I don't. They don't show who they're represented by. Because it was Tony oh no, I lied. John Harris and Herbert Hayden. So no, not Tony Busby. If it was Tony Busby, it would absolutely be extortion, though. 50 million is the lucky number. I'm gonna go buy a lottery ticket and see if I get to 50 million. Because that does sound like extortion. 50 million. But if they were assaulted, so last things last, and this is kind of a bummer. When you're upset with somebody, just leave. Don't throw their stuff away. Don't throw their stuff out of a 3rd-story window. This lady tossed her boyfriend's things over a 3rd-floor balcony, so he threw her after the stuff, killing her. Y'all, when you're mad, leave. That's the best option. Get out of there. Don't fight. Don't yell. Don't argue. Leave. You have that option. Take the keys. Call an Uber. Walk. Leave. Don't kill nobody. Don't throw your woman out the window. A woman is dead and a man accused of 1st-degree murder after a shocking altercation on the 3rd-floor balcony. Now he's 60. She was 61. He 57. These are some adult people. These aren't like children. They ain't 20 and 21. These are people who getting discounts at IHOP, throwing people out of windows. Y'all, leave. Leave. Don't attack nobody. Don't put your hands on them. Get the crap out of there. Skedaddle. Right? Get the skedaddling. The minute somebody pisses me off, I get the skedaddling. I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm leaving. Because I don't want a police called on me because I don't put my hands on somebody inappropriately. Let the cameras show. Let the records show I get out of there. Before we get out of here, I want to again thank y'all so much for joining me by myself. Today is my first time by myself. Thank y'all for helping me pop my cherry. I appreciate that. Share this with your friends. Share this with your haters. That was 30. Daryl says that was 30 years of pinned up anchor. Absolutely. She had thrown his stuff out a number of times, but he only throw her out the window. Express your anger. Also, go to therapy. Go to therapy, please, y'all. Please go to therapy. But I love y'all. Follow me on IG at the Sir Armstrong, Facebook Sir Armstrong. On all platforms, it's at Carrice. Definitely follow her. Our Instagram page is Shady Ass T. Thank you, at Hot 702.5. Love everybody. I'll see y'all next week.